From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, ISWAP terror video ignites protest in Kaduna as group threatens abduction of President Buhari and Governor El-Rufai. Fortune smiles at Kano gifted girl whose ambition is quality education. NDLEA arrest over 8 in cocaine busts in Lagos, Abuja, and Enugu airports. Away from Nigeria, 3 killed in Philippines university shooting during graduation. Hello and welcome to the News Hour on Trust Television. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Beginning with security issues, few weeks after the convoy of President Muhammadu Buhari was attacked in Katsina State, terrorists have threatened to abduct Nigeria's #1 citizen. Daily Trust reports that the terrorists in a new video threatened to abduct and kill President Buhari and Governor of Kaduna State Nasir El-Rufai if their demands are not met. The terrorists also boasted that they would destroy the country, kill the remaining passengers in their custody and sell out the others. Recall that the convoy of an advance team of the president was attacked on its way to Buhari's hometown of Daura ahead of Salah. President Muhammadu Buhari has supported Nigeria's security agencies morally, materially, and by providing equipment, and is expecting good results in return as soon as possible. A statement on Sunday by his spokesman Garba Shehu, however, asked the Nigerian media to increase its support for the fight against the exploitation of the internet and social media for terrorist purposes. This, Shehu explained, was because the terrorists were not deploying new tactics, but the same old strategy of employing propaganda and violence to force government to submit to their demands. He also highlighted the dilemma security agencies were faced with, pointing out that while the popular call for carpet bombing of known locations may satisfy an angry public, it will not be in the interest of the hostages. The statement insisted that security forces will not relent in their duties, but expected that the public should provide them with the needed support. Meanwhile, the release of the threatening video by the terrorist has sparked protest in Kaduna by the angry youth. The angry youth who blocked Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, demanding the immediate action by government to rescue the remaining hostages of the train attack, said that the lives of the hostages is in danger. The report.
The recent video in circulation showing the terrorists flogging their hostages sent fears to the minds of not just the relatives, but also angered the youth in Kaduna State. The protesting youth blocked Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway to show their anger.
Yesterday, when I saw that video, I was shocked.
We are in a state of coma when we had that shock news. For 125 days now, our people are under the captivities of kidnappers, and the government could not take an action.
Relatives of the victims also said despite effort to facilitate the rescue of their loved ones, the authority concerned restricted them.
Those that are holding our our brothers and sisters and mothers and aunts, call us to come and pick some of the sick among us, and unfortunately, the organs of the government deny us the opportunity to get them back with us. It is quite touching. I couldn't believe it.
We are ready for any demand they will want from us. It's just that because we are being restricted by certain people, that is why we are calming things down.
Tukur Mamu was in the forefront of the negotiation with the terrorists, which led to the release of some. React to this video in circulation.
Killing of innocent victims, notwithstanding your religion, is not a problem to them. So, and that is why it surprises me when this kind of threats is being taken lightly by the federal government, because these are people that can inflict harm, that can kill at any slightest provocation. So why must we wait, for example, until when we started recording casualties?
It's over 3 months since the terrorists attacked Abuja-Kaduna train, killing some and abducting several others. While others were released, several others are still held captives.
Still on security matters, a group of bandits operating in Taraba Plateau border have abducted 10 cattle merchants and rustled 250 cows. The incidents occurred on Thursday at Andami town in Karim Lamido local government area of Taraba State during the market day. The merchants, it was learned, brought the cows from Andami market and were taking them in trucks to different locations when they ran into a roadblock mounted by the bandits. The armed bandits in their number abducted the cattle merchants and took away the whole cows and the merchants bought from the market. Police spokesperson DSP Usman Abdullahi could not be reached for comment on the incident. Terrorists have killed 3 passengers, including a driver at Faru village on Katsina Jibia Road on Sunday evening. The terrorists reportedly abducted unspecified number of passengers in the process. The 40-kilometer Katsina Jibia Road has over 40 security checkpoints, but the terrorists operated for over an hour without response from any operative. Witnesses say that security personnel from Niger Republic crossed into the country to chase the terrorists away, rescuing some passengers from the bandits. Meanwhile, rampaging terrorists numbering about 300 have attacked and killed 5 mobile police officers at Gatakawa village in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. The police officers killed were from Mopol 9 Kano posted to Kankara local government area on special assignment. The terrorists went away with 5 guns and other valuables after killing the policemen. Trust TV's Abdullahi Amadi has an update on the situation.
The incessant killings, rustling of animals and kidnappings are escalating just a few days after the killing of Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Aminu Umar, by terrorists. The attack and killing of policemen at Gatakawa village is just one out of many which demonstrates the increasing boldness of the terrorists. After killing the law enforcers, the terrorists went ahead to kill 4 other civilians in Gatakawa village. Not far from Kankara local government are the villages of Ruangodia, Yentuaru, and Kwai. There, the terrorists killed 4 people, abducted 9, and rustled over 100 cows in the process. We are in a terrible condition. We have lost hope. We are victims of circumstances, and we have nothing to depend on except God. We have made several appeals to government, but to no avail. ACP Aminu Umar resisted attacks and assaults by the terrorists, especially in Kankara, Safana, Damusa, Batsari, Dusima, Kurfi, and Jibia local government areas. We are endangered. We have lost lives, property, and almost everything to terrorism. As you can see, we have nothing now. We have been prevented from farming and rearing of animals. What else do you expect us to do? Now, with the killing of the area commander, it's apparently clear that the terrorists are having a field day, launching assaults and mayhem in the insecurity-prone local governments. Security observers say the controversial turbaning of Ado Aleru at Sarkin Fulani Ndoto in Zamfara State and the aftermath of the turbaning reignited the insecurity. The government is not doing anything at all to protect our lives and property. And as citizens of Katsina State and Nigeria, we don't need anything from the political actors besides peace. Meanwhile, A kidnapped woman who was 9 months pregnant at Shema Quarters in Dusuma town has given birth to a baby boy in the terrorists' den. Terrorists are demanding 40 million naira as ransom for her release. Police authorities in Katsina State have confirmed all the incidents and are given assurances that the perpetrators will be brought to justice. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
In a similar vein, residents of Pino village of Wase local government area of Plateau State are fleeing their homes following the withdrawal of soldiers stationed in the area. The residents told Trust TV that they cannot remain in the village since the soldiers that provide security for them have been withdrawn from the area. Ado Musa completes the story.
Hours after the withdrawal of security personnel of Operation Safe Haven, a multi-security task force maintaining peace in the state, from the village, everywhere looks deserted. Hundreds of residents of the area have fled their homes to Wase town, the headquarters of Wase local government area, and few ones that remain are living in fear. The residents said they have fled the village because their lives are no longer safe, as the bandit could attack the village at any time. We are leaving the village. We are leaving our farms because there is no peace. Everyone is leaving the village, and that is why we are also leaving. We cannot go to the farm for fear of being killed. Prior to now, we used to have confidence to remain in the village, but now we are no more confident because the soldiers have been evacuated. It won't be easy for us to remain behind. We can be attacked anytime. Today, you will hear someone is kidnapped. Tomorrow, you will hear another one is kidnapped or killed. We are in serious trouble. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid.
Yau idan ka daga ido ka duba wayannan mutane banta ce ake kira da turanci sun samu da iyaye cikin halin kakani kai sun samu cikin halin kakani kai shanu kai da muke da shi sun kwace.
We are begging Nigerian government to rescue us. We are in a difficult situation. The bandits have rustled our cattle. They abducted our relatives. We don't have ransom for their release. Our movement is restricted. All business activities have been crippled by the activities of the bandit. There is no food to buy. Everyone has fled. We are also leaving the village. We are calling on the government at all levels to come to our aid. Various communities of Wase are in recent times experiencing increased bandit activity, kidnapping, and cattle rustling, forcing many people to flee their homes. From Jos, Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
At least 7,000 members of the Civilian Joint Task Force have paid the supreme price in the ongoing fight against insurgency in the northeast region, as the volunteer security outfit called for the integration of its members in the northwest to tackle rampaging banditry and kidnappings. The revelation came to the fore at the National Summit of the Leadership of the Civilian Joint Task Force in Abuja. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Security challenge in the northwest is enormous, going by increased banditry and presence of terrorist elements. National Chairman of the Civilian Joint Task Force, Kelani Mohammed, says defeating terrorists in the northwest states of Kaduna, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Niger requires a proper integration of the local security architecture with the conventional forces to end the killings.
The local youths know their communities very well, and they are determined to protect their area and family members. Already, the leadership of civilian JTF in the country have a way of recruiting decent youths who are willing to defend their areas and their families. These youths have a history of bravery, and if given the chance, many will volunteer to work in the task force in order to bring respite and rid their community from insurgency and banditry.
Speaking at the summit, Deputy National Commander of the Joint Task Force, Madu Aji Isa, says in Borno State, there are 32,000 volunteer fighters battling insurgents with the support of the state government, lamenting that 7,000 members have paid the supreme price in the process.
We must instill respect and discipline in this security outfit. We have to also address the issue of conflicting roles.
The summit is coming at a time state governments are deploying all kinds of strategies to respond to the growing insecurity in the country, leading to killings of hundreds of armless citizens, especially in the Northwest region. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now away from security, a young gifted girl from Kano, Saratu Garba Dan Azumi, has been warming the hearts of many with her mathematical skills, especially in the area of arithmetics. The 11-year-old told Trust TV that her dream is to go back to school and have a formal education for both personal and national development. Foundations are now offering to sponsor her education. Abbas Alibi encountered her in Kano and now reports.
Every child is special in his or her own way, but some are exceptionally talented. This is in the case of 11-year-old Saratu Dan Azumi, who can easily pass as a genius due to her mathematical reasoning that enables her to solve numerical questions within a short period of time without the use of any aid. To confirm this, I put her to the test. I asked her if I'm 30 years old, how many days I spent on the earth, and she said 10,080 days. I also asked her, Media Trust established 21 years ago, how many days the company spent so far, and she said 7,560 days. The primary four people who quit school for over a year due to discrimination said she got the skills from her mathematics teacher. Saratu's mother, Malama Rabi'atu Dan Azumi, said she discovered a talent in her sixth child, who happens to be her last born 5 years ago, adding that apart from numerical skills, she is also excellent in entrepreneurship and she is self-reliant. She is good at business and sewing of local hands fans. Her father, Garba Dan Azumi, said members of the communities usually contact her for solutions to mathematical questions, adding that people now come from across the country to see her. The hope of people of Godai village in Gaya local government area of Kano State is to have an equipped standard primary school so that special ability in their young ones can be harnessed and utilized. Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV, Kano.
The Provost, Federal College of Education, Gombe State, Ali Adamu, has called on the National Assembly to expedite action on the bill seeking to upgrade the institution to Federal University of Technology Education, Gombe. The Provost, who made the call in an interview with newsmen over the weekend, pointed out that the upgrading the college will enhance its academic standards. Ibrahim Ismail completes the story.
The bill for the establishment of the Federal University of Technology Education Gombe has passed second reading at the National Assembly. The Provost of the Federal College of Education Technical Gombe, Dr. Ali Adamu, is positive that if the process is given accelerated hearing, the educational sector and the state and the country would be better off.
Second reading, yes, we are planning to make this place to become Federal University of Technical Education. Yes, that is the effort we are making. Because as it is, even in Nigeria, we don't have We have state technical university, but we don't have any federal university of technical education. We have University of Federal University of Technology. So honestly, the bill has already passed second reading, and I'm optimistic it may likely receive the light of the day, inshallah.
From the ongoing strike by members of the Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union, the Provost state the industrial action will be called off soon.
I'm sure in the next, next week, I think on 2nd, we are resuming the sitting on 2nd August. But I'm sure, I'm optimistic. I have no doubt in mind that we are going to resolve by God's grace.
The Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union had embarked on industrial action in June, which was extended by 3 weeks to protest government's inability to meet their demands, which among other things include revitalization funds. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
At least 2 ladies and 6 men have been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, over attempts to import hundreds of cocaine pellets into Nigeria. They are also accused of trying to export thousands of tramadol tablets, among other illicit drugs, to Europe through the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, Kano Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, and Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Here is an update of the activities of the NDLEA in the just ended week.
The streaks of arrests and seizures began on Sunday, 17th July, when a 52-year-old father of 3, Okwo Paul Okechukwu, was arrested on arrival from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, via an Ethiopian airline flight at the Abuja airport for ingesting 76 pellets of cocaine. He has since completed excreting all the 76 wraps of the drug he swallowed while under observation at the agency's facilities in Abuja. In the same vein, another father of 3, Lawrence Chijoke, aged 42, was arrested at the Abuja airport same day in an operational synergy between NDLEA and the Nigeria Customs Service at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Chijoke, who hails from Umuahia in Umuahia local government, Abia State, was arrested during an inward clearance of Ethiopian airline flight from Addis Ababa with 529 pellets of cocaine weighing 11.70 kilograms concealed in his bag. NDLEA operatives also on Saturday, 23rd July, arrested 29-year-old Miss Honora Caritas Onyinye at the Enugu airport upon arrival on Ethiopian airline flight from Addis Ababa. A search of her luggage led to discovery of 2.192 kilograms of cocaine concealed in 2 designers' women handbags with false linings. The operatives on Monday, 18th July, intercepted some illicit substances concealed in a consolidated cargo going to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Also the same day, Monday 18th July, the bid by an Italy-bound passenger, Tony Osas, to export 10 250 tablets of tramadol, 255 milligrams, to Europe through the Lagos airport was foiled by NDLEA operatives who intercepted him at Gate B, departure hall, during outward clearance of passengers on a Turkish airline flight to Milan. In Kaduna, a driver, Jamilu Lawal, was arrested on Saturday, 17th July, along Abuja-Kaduna Expressway with 157,000 tablets of diazepam weighing 37.5 kilograms. A follow-up operation same day led to the arrest of the actual owner of the consignment, Abubakar Isiaku, in Katsina. In Abuja, no fewer than 4 persons were arrested over 345.4 kilograms of cannabis seizures in the FCT, while Muhammad Awal, aged 37, God's Power John, aged 34, and Chukuma Ode, aged 35, were arrested in Jabi Park over a 77.7 kilogram drug consignment on Monday, 18th July. While commending the officers and men of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Kaduna, Sokoto, FCT, and Anambra commands for the arrest, seizures, and their tenacity, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, in a statement by the Director, Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Femi Baba Femi, urged them and their colleagues across the country to remain steadfast in pursuit of the agency's goal of ridding all parts of Nigeria of illicit substances.
One person has been reportedly killed while another one sustained injury on Saturday afternoon when a canoe conveying 50 traders from the hinterland of Shiroro to Kwata market in Zumba Shiroro local government area of Niger State capsized in the middle of Zumba River. The Director General, Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Inga, who confirmed the incident, said that the details of casualties is still unknown. The Sarikin Rua Kwata Zumba Umar Isa, in a phone interview with Daily Trust, said that the engine of the canoe conveying the traders went off in the middle of the river and the canoe eventually sunk. Meanwhile, the search for remaining victims is still ongoing. Tongues are still wagging on the shocking incident of a young lady, Ife, that set her husband, Bolu Bamidele, ablaze in Osogbo and committed suicide thereafter. Trust TV's Hamid Oegbadi reports that the families of the couple have been thrown into mourning while rumored money ritual as root of the bizarre incident went viral. His report is presented from our studio.
Ife was living comfortably at Bolu's house at Koka community in Osogbo with a car that her husband bought for her. July 14th was Ife's birthday. Her husband, Bolu, a Cairo-based businessman, traveled to Nigeria for Ife's birthday celebration. After the birthday party at Bolu's mother's house, the couple returned to their own house at Koka community. According to reports, Bolu was sleeping when Ife opened his phone and read his WhatsApp messages. She saw a message suggesting that Bolu had a child from another woman while she was yet to have a child for him. Ife called her mother-in-law, Abike Bamidele, and told her that she found something on Bolu's phone and that both of them would die.
When Ife called me on that day, say he has already seen something on Bolu's phone that grandma, come and see something. I told you, say, Bolu, I have a girlfriend at the hotel.
Immediately she got the call, Bolu's mother ran to the house to meet Ife, but it was too late. She said Ife set her son ablaze after locking him up in the house and ran away. Bolu was confirmed dead at the University College Hospital, Ibadan.
Yes, on getting to Bolu's house, we met Bolu's friend car. So I want to ask them to, what is happening? But yeah, first, let us go to this place. On getting to Bolu, very near to Bolu's house, I saw light, fire, heavy fire. As I get down, my people say, yeah, go. Your son is now taken to, rushing to Osun Central Hospital. Getting to Osun Central Hospital, they should have already transfer him to Lautech. On getting to Lautech, they say we should now go to University of Ibadan Teaching Hospital. So all his friends followed her to that Ibadan.
After Bolu's burial, an angry mob went to the house of Ife's parents and vandalized it, rendering the family homeless. Ife eventually called one of Bolu's brother and announced that she ate poison and explained that Bolu did not use her womb for ritual as rumored. It was the work of the devil. You know I love Bolu. I know that Bolu is dead. I didn't know he would die. Please, record this call. I'll return to Osogbo and turn myself in. People lied that Bolu used my womb for money ritual. It is not true. He did not use my womb for money ritual. He only cheated on me. I have eaten poison. Anytime from now, anything can happen. As at the time of filing this report, Ife's corpse was at the morgue at State Hospital in Osogbo, and whereabouts of her parents could not be ascertained.
Quite a sad story. Now you're watching Trust News Update, and coming up shortly, how Bauchi residents make fortunes from a popular delicacy. Details and more after the break.
Every patriotic Nigerian should hear this. Any politician who means well for the people will never allow themselves or their supporters to engage in any violent, destructive activities. No politician who truly wants to serve the people and develop the nation will encourage his followers to destroy properties or take human lives before, during, or after the elections. The Nigerian public must watch out for these traits and isolate any politician who encourages supporters to engage in violence. No genuine politician or patriot will cause trouble and seek to destroy the very society which they aspire to lead or develop. Politicians who have the good of the people at heart will not allow themselves or their followers to engage in violence, destruction of properties, and then taking of lives. Be vigilant. By their words you shall know them. Shun violence. Stay away from politicians who want you to do so. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NORA.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Thanks for staying. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. ISWAP threatens abduction of President Buhari as bandits take captives in Taraba and Katsina State. Fortune smiles at Kano gifted girl whose ambition is quality education. In other news, Chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria in Plateau State Chapter, Reverend Polycarp Lubo, wants people in the state to go about political activities and campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections in a peaceful and violence-free manner. Lubo, who speaks to Trust TV in Jos, the Plateau State capital, said that election is not a do-or-die affair, advising politicians to endeavor to imbibe the legacy of former President Goodluck Jonathan, who said his political ambition is not worth anyone's blood. The CAN chairman then urged INEC to properly investigate the recent videos circulating on social media where permanent voter cards were seen dumped in a gutter in a part of the country.
Nigerians, and in particular the Christians, to come out and get their PVC and make sure they do the right thing by voting the right person. It is not a do or die affair. Leadership comes from God, but He uses the human beings to bring the leadership. That's why in Latin it says, Vox Populi, Vox Dei. The voice of the people is equally the voice of God. So allow yourself to be used by God to bring the right person. There's no need to be fighting, there's no need to be killing, and don't allow yourself to be used by politicians so that they go and create chaos, create trouble, so that they will destroy the good atmosphere of the electoral processes. So I encourage Nigerians to make sure that they do the right thing by voting the right people. And then nobody, like Jonathan would say, nobody's life is worth this election, but people should come out and do the right thing by putting the right people in the right position.
Delta State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Kingsley Esiso, says that the recently held primary election in the state was credible and in line with extant laws. Speaking at the PDP mega rally in Ozoro, Delta State, the party chairman said that any member questioning the process has the constitutional right to seek redress. This is coming after a federal high court in Abuja disqualified the party flag bearer, Sheriff Oborevwori, who is presently the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, due to alleged discrepancies in his certificate.
Our party conducted, I repeat, our party conducted one of the freest and fairest governorship primaries in Delta State. And in that primaries, a candidate emerged. And our party has dutifully submit the name of that candidate. It is our responsibility to stand and defend the outcome of that primaries. As I speak, the issue before the court has nothing to do with integrity and credibility of that primaries. It is also the constitutional right, and that right is also backed by the electoral heart of anybody who feel aggrieved to approach the court.
Concerned members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Zamfara State are calling on the national leadership of the party to come save the PDP in the state from collapsing. The spokesman for the PDP concerned members, Nasiru Al-Hassan, claimed that the state executive of the party lacks proper coordination that can lead the party to victory in 2023, even though it has a saleable governorship candidate in the state. The report.
The concerned members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Zamfara State want the national leadership of the party to rejig the state's executive in order to bring in more competent hands that can lead it to victory in the 2023 general election. A chieftain of the party in the state, Nasir Al-Hassan, claimed the state's leadership is in slumber and needs to wake up to strengthen the party's preparedness to face the incumbent governor in the 2023 general election, as the PDP stands a chance to win the governorship election with a landslide in the state. The group also claimed the state's party secretariat has been under lock and key instead of being open to attend to party issues.
Generally speaking, Zamfara State PDP is in slumber as it is now. The state ESCO are not doing well when it comes to politics. Nobody is saying anything. This is, I think, the 6th or 5th day of the resignation. And no even a communique to the press. No one issued anything. They are taking this as if nothing happened, which is a bad signal to party members. A card-carrying member to come and say he's going out of the party is a minus. Not to talk about a whole deputy state chairman of the party who happens to double in double of us, the same zone with the gubernatorial candidate. So I'm calling on the National Working Committee of the PDP to come to our rescue. Maybe let them charge the state escort to gear up. Let them charge them up so that they can do what people are expecting them to do.
While responding to the claims of the concerned PDP members, the state chairman of the party, Bala Mande, in a telephone chat said the allegation was a figment of the imagination of the accusers as the party has been working towards success in 2023. On the closure of the party secretariat in Gusau, the state capital, he alleged that the PDP secretariat was destroyed by some political thugs of the All Progressives Congress APC, while the state government directed the Zamfara State Urban and Regional Planning Board to demolish its secretariat. He said the party had filed a suit challenging the action of the government in court. According to the Zamfara State PDP chairman, the party is waxing stronger and well positioned to win the 2023 general election in the state.
A delicacy known as masa is commonly consumed as staple food in northern part of the Nigeria, but more prominent in Bauchi State, northeast Nigeria. Customers testified that masa is even exported far and near for different occasions. In this special report, Adamu Imam speaks to Bauchi residents on why masa is so attractive. The report.
Masa can be best described as traditional food that made in different communities in northern Nigeria with different sizes and prices depending on the need at a particular time. Customers testify that Bauchi masa is so unique that what makes it special.
Combine it with kulikuli and kilishi. This is my favorite. But some people used to like add it with the soup, but for me it's only the kilishi. The content embedded in the masa. It's used to take like 4 days. If proper storage is being taken, it used to take like 4 days without any spoilage. So
also, masa usually taken with soup and pepper, popularly known as garin kuli kuli, to make it so smooth while eating at any time. I swear this masa is so sweet and it has quality. I skipped many places only to buy masa here. You can see now I bought for 3,000 naira. They are packaging for me to send it to Abuja. Even children can make ends meet while preparing ingredients that goes with masa early in the morning. They said they usually earn 300 naira or more on daily basis. Inusa Shedrag and Usman Musa says this is the kind of traditional delicacy that takes as a breakfast for many years, very attractive to visitors passing Bauchi to other states.
Of the masa, everybody likes the masa. You can see other people park their cars. This thing normally happens from morning to night.
In all of the northern part of Nigeria, you cannot compare Bauchi with any state in terms of masa. We are ahead of others until you taste it. I'm an indigen of the state. To me, masa is very delicious, so special. As for those who make it, they however says Bauchi masa is known to Bauchi people and explain how the processing is taking place before it becomes eatable.
We usually make the masa with pure rice. After mixing it, we fry it with groundnut oil. It depends on what and how a person wants it to be made. We can make it in a way it will last for good 1 month without putting any preservative, and one can warm it anytime he or she wants to eat. We also make masa for different purposes, in different sizes and prices ranging from 50 naira, 100 naira, etc. But because of the inflation and hard times we are in right now, we only make the masa for 50 naira, which is affordable for everyone.
Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Muslims have been charged to acquaint themselves with lunar calendar as they mark the new Hijrah year 1444. President of Osun State Muslim Community, Mustafa Olawi, gave the charge in Oshogbo Osun State capital, at a press conference heralding activities marking the new Hijra year celebration. Speaking with Trust TV's Hamidu Egbadi Olawi, said that the new Hijra year will be celebrated in Osun with Quranic recitation competition and a colloquium titled Good Governance, Fulcrum of Transformation, Islamic View.
When you cannot do something, you can migrate from that place to another place to allow you to do what is good. For instance, you know, the Prophet left Mecca to Medina, you know, about 450 kilometers in order to safeguard the religion of Almighty Allah and establish the kingdom, the religion of Allah on this particular earth. So, but in our own context this time around, the jihad, the migration is not as much necessary that man down to migrate from what is bad to good. Whatever you do that is good, that is hijrah. Once you know you are doing something that is bad, that Allah does not want, even the humanity itself does not, benefit from it, you migrate from it to what is good.
The police in Zamfara on Saturday night released the state's correspondent of leadership newspaper, Umar Maradun, on bail. Maradun was arrested in the early hours of Saturday at his home, Maradun, in Maradun local government area, and detained at the Criminal Investigation Department in Gusau, the state capital. Although the police have not given any reason for his arrest, the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Ayuba Elkana, ordered his release to the leadership of the Nigeria Union of Journalists on bail. Chairman of the NUJ Zamfara State Council, Ibrahim Maizare, signed an undertaking to return Maradun to the police command on Monday for further questioning. We'll now take a quick break. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
That's great.
Welcome back. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Now, trial census in Daura local government area of Katsina State is in progress. National Commissioner for Northwest Zone, Bala Banye, is asking stakeholders for more synergy. The report.
Daura local government is one of the selected areas where trial census is taking place. Enumerators say they are receiving the much-needed support from residents of Daura and neighboring villages. Going by the records, the trial census is likely to produce good results at the end of the day. The enumerators particularly identify the introduction of new technology as the one factor that is contributing to the success of the process.
1952,
21,
2, 19, 16, 2.
Did you exhaust the battery yesterday?
No.
No?
Yes, at the rate of 30, then we plug the charger.
Okay.
However, one of the enumerators, Mrs. Tani, pointed out that there is an urgent need to beef up manpower to properly execute the exercise in Daura local government.
Did listing that did not require so much in 6 days, and right now we just started, and they've just been able to do just 23 buildings for 2 days. You know that we are begging that the EA should be split, because I've gone round, and in fact in one household it's not as if it's something they are talking about. You will see 42, there's one they cover 41 persons in one building.
Few days into the trial census in Daura local government, the permanent commissioner Bala Banye has come to monitor how the process is going. He agrees that there is need for more hands to man the exercise.
The purpose of the trial census is actually to see how the operations will be done, to see where corrections can be done, to see observations with regards to the personnel, with regards to the equipment, with regards to the respondents' behavior. Now we are witnesses that we have had a very good response from the population. No enumerator or official is complaining that they are not receiving the necessary cooperation from the population.
Census is a very critical component in planning for national development, but has in the past been compromised by politicians. All eyes are on this trial census, which is a precursor to the main exercise scheduled for March next year. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, away from Nigeria, at least 3 people, including a former mayor of a southern Philippine town, have been killed in an attack on a college campus in the country's capital region that a police official called an apparent assassination. The attacker opened fire on Sunday at the Antonio de Manila University in Quezon City as law students and their families gathered for a graduation ceremony. The motive behind the apparent assassination was not immediately clear. Limitan is considered a stronghold of the ISIL-linked Abu Sayyaf group, which has for decades fought against the Philippine government, committed kidnappings and targeted local officials. 2 Palestinians have been killed overnight during an Israeli army raid in the occupied West Bank's city of Nablus. Reports say that Israeli forces stormed Al-Yasmina neighborhood in the old city of Nablus after midnight and cordoned off a house before embarking on bombing the house with explosives and gunfire, killing 2 Palestinians. According to the Palestinian Red Crescent, at least 12 others were wounded, including 1 in serious condition. Meanwhile, the Israeli army said it was carrying out an operation in Nablus without immediately commenting on the Palestinian report of casualties. In a statement, it said that there were exchanges of fire between armed suspects and troops that ended with neutralizing the terrorists inside the house and on its roof. And in sports news, Max Verstappen took a huge step towards defending his Formula One title after winning the French Grand Prix ahead of Lewis Hamilton, while his main title rival Charles Leclerc threw away his chances with a dramatic race-ending crash. Leclerc had looked set to control after leading early from pole and had withstood a Verstappen onslaught before his race and his championship bid took a huge turn due to a costly unenforced error on a lap 18, after which Verstappen took the lead. Verstappen held on for a comfortable victory to extend his championship advantage over Leclerc to 63 points with 10 races remaining. In his post-race interview, a distraught Leclerc said that he took full responsibility for the mistake, which he described as unacceptable. And that's a wrap on the News Hour. Watch more via all our social media platforms, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.